Hello, I'm Jessica and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to go over the easiest way to make covers for your Yoto cards. The original covers have this nice screen print on it, which is pretty hard to replicate, but with the make your own cards, you can add any type of stickers and things on it, as well as your own files that you have. One of the best ways that I have found to make your own covers is to buy these 2x3" labels from Amazon. I'll link them below. And the great thing about them is that you can use Word, you can use any type of picture, you just copy and paste it in, you can have alt text, you print it off, and I have a laser printer, but it definitely works with inkjet too, and then you just stick it on and it works really well. So I wanted to show you one of the easier ones that you can use that works with anything because it's browser-based. So this is Photopea. So you click on this new project area, next you want to change the paper size. Mine defaulted to pixels, and so I went and changed it to inches, and I made it 8.5 by 11. And then here under the DPI, or the dots per inch, I want this to be 300 instead of 72. The background being white is fine with me, and then you hit create. Do file open, and then I would open the PDF file that they have set, because if you try to paste it into a size, it might slightly shift their template, and that's the last thing that we want. So you're gonna go to File, Open in Place, and then start putting down any of the pictures that you're wanting to put in. You toggle and resize by the corners. You can turn them. If you hit Shift, then it kind of does set angles while you're rotating. And then I'm going to just get this closer to the size that we're wanting it to be. And on the Chroma labels, I noticed that they don't always sit perfectly when they print for the way you put it on the template. It's kind of frustrating. So I always like to let it overhang just a little bit so that my chances of getting most of the image on and no white is better. And then you double click when you want to have it sit in place. And then if you're unsure about how your image is lining up, you can change the opacity on the right here and lower it so that you can see it through. Right now, it's having the template on top, and that will help. If not, you can have your image on top, but I do prefer to have the template on top and have the image below so that you know exactly where it's going to be printing. As far as content goes, we have ours from old cassette tapes and CDs that we have ripped over the years. However, I've heard a lot of people like to use Audible accounts, Yoto's app to record family members, as well as your local library and even YouTube. Just so we don't make any mistakes, now that we have these already, the next thing we want to do is to hide the actual layer with this eye tool over here so we don't see the lines of the template. Otherwise, it will print them on there and you're not going to like how that looks. So then you go File, Export as PDF. And then you want to make sure that it's showing 8.5 by 11 for the size. You can change the name if you want. I'm going to save it as a PDF. And then you do Save. And then it will open up for you in a really nice PDF, and then you can print it. So I don't waste any labels. I tend to draw something quickly on just a plain piece of paper. I draw which way I fed it into the printer itself and what the top side is, so that if this doesn't have any print on it, then I know I need to lay my label this way inside the printer. So obviously everybody thinks differently, but this is how I'm laying it in there. So when I print my labels, hopefully they will be the correct way. So it came out like this. So that means I have to put in my label upside down. Okay, so that test worked. They printed off correctly, so you can see each one is on the label itself. So you can definitely drive yourself crazy trying to get these stickers on. So we're just gonna take the Dalmatian one. And this card we had labeled with pencil, just so that we all knew what it was. And there you go. If you want to, you can put a clear spray coat of this Mod Podge topping. This one you can see, I put the sticker on and I have not sprayed on top. So over time, it's gotten some of this worn away. However, it's going to be very easy to remove it at the end. So that's up to you if you want to spray them. And on this one, you can see too, where the clear coat, I just didn't do a great job on. But then on ones like this, where I waited long enough, it's a really good even coat and no problems with wear and tear, and it pretty much makes the sticker waterproof, which is really nice. It's up to you. Just make sure that you let it dry for the allotted amount of time before letting your kids use them. So here you can see one of my Trolls cards. It's looking pretty sad, and this one has not been sprayed or covered with Mod Podge in any way, so I decided I wanted to redo this label. So I pulled it off from the corner. Since it is a paper sticker, it comes off pretty easily. Just try to get as much of it off before we do any type of soaking for it.
So I'm gonna put a piece of paper underneath. Here's my card and here's some Goo Gone. You can also use olive oil, works just as well. Give it a good spray and rub it in, and then just let it sit for a little bit.
Once it's soaked long enough, scrape off any of the extra paper and then use soap and water to clean it, and then your card is ready for a new label. You can always use these really nice stickers that Yoto puts inside their make your own packs. You can always just take some paper, write what you want, and use tape to stick it on. A label maker is always another great option. I use that to make this Encanto card, as well as just coloring your own, having your children design a card, and using tape or Mod Podge to stick it on. If you prefer a full bleed look for your make your own Yoto cards, please be sure to come back and check out my next video on how to make that happen with vinyl stickers. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment below and I'll be sure to answer them for you. Have a great day. Tschüss!